Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Welcome to today's video where I wanted to do a bit of a gameplay showcase of kind of what it's like to take a path in Tier 1 Alliance War. Granted that the team that we have, you know, it's a pretty stacked team, pretty good team. We're running Magic, Star-Lord, and Dr. Voodoo. But as you're going to see from this video, Dr. Voodoo, he pretty much is the MVP. He pretty much solos the entire lane. But it's a little bit interesting because defender diversity you know, has become essential for any Tier 1 Alliance War defense placement at the moment. So we are seeing just a really weird array of characters. I don't believe there are any duplicate ones. And the first defender up is Doc Ock on, what is it, an enhanced poison. And every 6 hits he stuns you node, which actually thinking about that node is so incredibly pointless. Like, those nodes really do nothing unless, you know, you've taken like 6 hits or get hit by a poison, and then simultaneously you're still dead in those scenarios. But yeah, first up to bat was Dr. Octopus, and Dr. Ock is just incredibly easy to fight. Just bait the special one and win the video game. And next up, we had an equally challenging defender in the form of a 5-star. It was a 5-star and Awakened character. So I was thinking, you know, like looking at the profile, it's probably either going to be Ronan, Captain Marvel, or Drax. And I was like, Dr. Voodoo or Magic, either one of those will work. But I saw the enhanced bleed node. I was like, I'm gonna gamble on the fact that this is Drax to have a really good matchup with Dr. Voodoo and be able to poison. And it was a Drax. So this made me so incredibly happy, but especially like these two first matchups in particular got me thinking a little bit about kind of defender diversity and whether or not, you know, I want to see like Doc Ock and Drax in Alliance War, because even in some of the most difficult cases, they're still pretty easy champions to fight. You know, if you can bait the special one on Doc Ock, like he's so easy, in Drax, even with the special one, special 2, unblockable, like a complete pushover of a champion. So yeah, it kind of got me thinking about whether or not, you know, defender diversity is the right thing moving forward, because in a way I did say that if the nodes were significantly buffed and made a lot more interesting, then defender diversity and defender kills were brought back, then defender diversity might be a bit more of an interesting one to see. But I'm not too sure about it. You know, it's something I've been having a little bit of a think about, and I'm not too sure if I'm sold that defender diversity is kind of the right idea for kind of interesting and exciting alliance wars, because there are just certain champions that really, you know, they're just too easy to fight on defense that they're not really that fun. So yeah, a bit of an interesting one there, but I guess there are maybe ways and nodes to make, you know, characters. I know, for example, like if you had a node like Disable the Special 1 attack, then Doc Ock would be a considerably more annoying champion to deal with. So, you know, if they went down the design route of maybe nodes like that, that would make half of the defenders maybe a little bit more tricky to fight. But anyway, we're up against Black Bolt next, and yeah, this was just, again, another incredibly easy matchup. Nothing too special to Black Bolt, just avoid the special 1, the special 2. Very quick matches, as you can see. Like, I don't believe we've gone over 35 hits yet, just absolutely rinsing every single opponent. And, you know, especially with kind of Magic and Dr. Voodoo, they don't really have the craziest damage output, so it kind of shows how quickly stuff falls over, even at kind of a decent rank on defense. But next up is actually one of my more favorite fights from Alliance War. I believe I do cock up a little bit on this one. So this is Green Goblin on an unblockable special 1. However, the unblockable special 1 doesn't actually do much for Green Goblin, because a lot of people, I don't know, I saw a lot of chat about Green Goblin like being amazing on unblockable special 1, but if you look very carefully at his special 1 animation, there's like a little bomb he does like directly on the ground in front of him. Not that you see any special ones in this video, but if you do have a Green Goblin, just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, special 2, we avoided that, and we went in for a little bit more damage, and then I missed the parry there. We got hit. And yeah, that was pretty bad there. So that was the first like little slip up of Alliance War so far. But Green Goblin went down, so not too bad, eh? Not too bad. I really like fighting Green Goblin. because I really enjoy. I think his special 2 is one of the most satisfying. Well, I think it might be because the character's new, but his special 2 is very satisfying to evade, kind of once you get the timing down on that. So very much enjoy that. And next up we have a skill champion. Now I assume just due to diversity and kind of unusual characters that this is probably going to be Gwenpool. So I went with Dr. Voodoo again just to kind of get the opportunity to heal up a little bit before the Cable mini boss. But it actually turned out to be Punisher. Which isn't too bad, but, you know, Punisher, I was going for the strategy, you know, in hindsight, looking at this fight back, I was going for the strategy of hopefully get as many lowers and as much poison as possible to kind of get him down and hopefully, you know, bypass that deferred death with the poison damage. But that didn't really, you know, I didn't get very lucky with the lowers this fight and only got a couple of them proc, so it would have been maybe a little bit of a better strategy to save up to the special 2 and try and get the power lock. But again, the fight, because of the health modifiers being so low in high-end alliance support, it still goes really, really quickly. But on the majority of special ones, I believe everyone apart from this one, I like to try and evade like the final shot of Punisher's SP1 and then kind of dash in after. I find that's kind of the best way to fight Punisher, unless you're on an unblockable special 1 though, in which case you have to, you know, either try and get that triple swipe back or get the initial swipe back and then block the other 2 or 1 hit, depending on the time that you swipe back. And now we move on to the Cable mini boss, which I believe is a good majority of this video. So, I think one of the reasons initially that I didn't really play Star-Lord over Dr. Voodoo in a lot of the other matchups was I was like, okay, I'm going to save my Star-Lord for Cable. It's a double power game, Cable, unblockable special 2. I thought, you know, it's not really going to be that hard to manage, but I mess up so badly initially with the Star-Lord. It's honestly insane, but simultaneously, this Cable, like, gets so lucky with his Power Flood procs. So the first bar of power, he gets Power Flood. Second bar of power, he gets Power Flood. And then the third bar of power, he doesn't get Power Flood, but he gets the regen there. So that was pretty good. We get the evade there, though. Not going too badly. Going for another round of combo. Another Power Flood. So yeah, at this point, it's just, I'm just like, damn, this Power Flood is absolutely insane. You know, he gets to he's got 3 stacks of Power Flood now, absolutely popping off. I think at this point, I was just so worried about kind of his power going up. I just did not pay attention to the special 2, and I got wrecked. So yeah, kind of reviewing this fight in hindsight, I feel like I should have gone in for the magic first, because I think especially with the increased power gain, like, it's just too much potential, like regeneration and also power gain and the chance for stuff to go out of control. But before magic, I don't know, I was a little bit, I don't know why Dr. Voodoo sprang to mind first, because there are certain points in this fight where Dr. Voodoo's power drain style kind of acts as a negative, but that's very much the strategy that I'm gunning for at the moment, is to get to that special 2. You can see very, very lucky with his Power Floods again. This is the friggin' luckiest Cable in the world, Diddy. I'm telling you, son, Power Flood for days, my boy. There we go, another one on that bar of power, but we're on the ball now. We got those special 2 evades coming in on the even combo. Get off that special 2, so we got the power drain stacks, but also simultaneously his power is still going up quite a bit from all the Power Flood stuff that he's got going on. So that's a bit of a pain in the ass, but I think we've got him in a fairly good position now, where we've got the 3 stacks of power drain on us. He's got the power gain. So even with double power gain and 3 stacks of the power drain on us, you can see he's still gaining a little bit of power every time we use a special attack. And this actually starts to become a problem now, where we're bouncing between power threshold and not power threshold. Lucky he only got 1 stack of power gain from that, but there's a point, I believe it's very soon, it might be in a moment, where we're just bouncing between that threshold and he very quickly gains 3 stacks of power flow, as you can see there. So it's like, damn, I need to back off at this point and stop playing so aggressively. Just wait for him to kind of get over that threshold a little bit. So I use a special 3, create a little bit of distance, get him to a special 2. He's still going up a little bit, so I'm trying to get in there and stay open so we can get a special 2 off. So yeah, we managed to get that. This actually turned out to be, I think, one of the favorite fights that I've ever done. Really, really enjoyed this. So this is great fun. Another special 2 off. Got him to his special 2. Luckily, he used it quite quickly there, and we didn't have to kind of fight with another power gain threshold kind of between, you know, the special 1 and the special 2. And at this point, you know, I've got a minute left on the clock. I'm trying to play fairly aggressively because I know that, you know, if I do, you know, kind of like go back and stall a little bit too much, the time will be a negative factor in the outcome of this fight. So we fire off a special 3, suck him into that portal, ping him to another dimension, and then smash him against the rock. I think we're now in Assassin's range, so our damage is going to go up quite a tidy amount now that we start hitting into him. Get that special 1 baited, and we are just going in now. And with the synergy of the buff on myself and also the power drain, that allows it to, you know, keep Cable's power at 0 while we finish off the fight. So yeah, that was pretty decent. I think in terms of challenge, the mini-bosses are at a relatively good place. Like, I've enjoyed all of the mini-boss fights. It's just all the other fights, like, they're a little bit too much of a pushover. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to smash that like button, take care, and have an absolutely fantastic day.